Ooh, and you fool! As we all enter this holiday season, be mindful and vigilant that this is when scammers and thieves like to take full advantage of us. It's more than just ghosts and goblins out there. There's real life monsters like Rob You Blind and Chance Wilder, ready to hurt and take advantage of kids and adults alike. Kids and parents, be mindful while out trick-or-treating, and don't accept candy from strangers. There's a lot of things out there that may look like good candy that's actually very poisonous for you. So let's be safe and only go to places that you know, and be accompanied by an adult that you trust. And that's your Halloween tip of the day to get you on your way. Ooh.
Subscribe now.
The best advice anyone ever gave me was 2 words. You can't. And you know what my response was? 2 words. Watch me.
سلمونی نرو با ما بد باش فقط میزنیم کلتو باشی حتی کچل فرق وسط فرق بغل قرمز مده میکنیم رنگم عوض.
All right, I got the camera up. Very last minute, we had some technical difficulty because right here I was trying to do something at the last second and then it messed it all up. So hopefully everything else is still uploaded and ready to go. Looks like it is. I got everything full game, full gambit. I see you, Nina. Thank you for tuning in. Drive safely. Keep your eyes on the road, but I appreciate it. This is Black and Blue. This is the podcast. It's just for you. We go live weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When we go live either with a special guest or a Cleesop Fable, but we learn something, we tune in, and we enjoy ourselves. Of course, this is the podcast just for you. where we go live with the first responder or a law enforcement officer, whether they're rookie season or retiree, and we talk about their training experiences and their publications. We're not going to fall short today. All right. I got a oldie but goodie. I got Darren Burch is going to make, he inspired what today's topic is going to be about today. But I'm your host, I'm your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite bigger coach, Clee, coming at you. It's Ecclesiastics 302. It's the crime school where you can find me at. I'm the coldest code switching detective, and you spell my name CLEE, which stands for Continuing Law Enforcement Edutainment, because we entertain and we educate at the same time. All right. And I see Shayla's on here. Happy Halloween Eve. Yes. I pulled out an old Sergeant Be Safe is from 2022, I believe that was. I didn't even know Sergeant Be Safe has been around for 3 years or more, but that was an older one with the old graphics and all that. Had to pull that one out to celebrate the holidays. So we kicked off with that one. We kicked off with the intro, kicked off with a lot of different things. We're streaming on 5, maybe 6 different platforms. We're on 4 on Facebook. We're on 2 on YouTube. We're on 1 on LinkedIn. This is also going to be uploaded on Spotify. So if you haven't already, subscribe to it, tag, like, share, subscribe, let your friends know, hit that like button so we can hit the algorithm. We're going to keep going and having a lot of fun. Got a great show lined up for you guys today. You've already seen the Sergeant Be Safe. Absolutely. Yep. Drive safe. You've seen the Sergeant Be Safe. We have another Sergeant Be Safe, a Halloween cartoon, educational about trunk or treat and the trick or treat. Maya goes on a little adventure, and it's an explainer. We also have the recap from last week. You remember the Cleesop's Fable, the Lion and the Mouse? Well, we have a short recap. Just if you missed that, make sure you go back and check that out. But it'll be a small recap. Then the event where I got the host. Many of you may not know that I am with Alpha Phi Sigma. I've been a Sigma for a little while now, and I got to MC this last event for our 40th anniversary. So therefore, I'm gonna have a few highlights, a few clips from there. That was we had our event at the casino. It was a great time. I had a good time. And show you some of that. Talked about Sergeant Be Safe. Going to talk about the 3 S's. I know we talked about that a few weeks ago, but we're going to revisit it because it's important, for one, for Halloween. For 2, because of the story that we're going to do. We got a crime story. It's the haunting of Detective Reed. He's going to remember something that happened to him many Halloweens ago, and it's purposeful for today's show. Then we're going to talk about transforming the shadows in the light. Some of the negative things and talking about how they're positive, how to work on mental health, and it's just a motivational piece right there. All right, that's pretty much the lineup. I may have missed or skipped something, but we're gonna have fun a lot. We're gonna have a lot of fun talking about it. But let's get the recap. So if you guys missed Cleesop's Fable last week, here's the Lion and the Mouse, and I gave 3 different examples: the Aesop Fable version, the story version, and then the actual explainer for how it's practical with an active duty law enforcement officer. And I think this is what this one highlights about. All right, here we go. On my luck. So having a conversation today, I was talking with an active duty officer. I'm gonna dumb the story down a little bit so I don't say any names or say any places to actually give up any kind of actual incident. So now on duty officer had a conversation with me earlier today, and they said, having a conversation, they were called to a local establishment, a restaurant, where one of the employees was actually stealing from the cash register. And that individual got dispatched to that location and spoke to the store owner, the store manager. This person has been stealing from me, been stealing right out, robbing me blind, literally, while working here. And so the officer went and confronted the individual and like, hey, did you do this? Probably got some of the funds in your pockets right now. And after a little bit of table tennis, verbal judo, the bad guy, or lack of a better term, the other employee came clean. Said, yes, I've been doing this, been down on my luck. It's been an easy opportunity for me to go ahead and take this, and I was taking it in small pieces to where I didn't think it was going to be noticed, but I still have to live life. I have to worry about my family and things like that. The sob stories that we always hear. And for the remainder of that, go check out that that highlight of that show. There, he's talking about how one setback, one particular bad guy can actually set us up for a good rapport using discretion to know when to arrest, when not to arrest. It can actually get you more information or gain you more credibility to actually go after the bigger fish. And that's the moral of that story. It's explained a little bit more detailed than that, but check that out. All right. If I forgot to mention, I know we will be uploaded on the Spotify. We're also this podcast itself, along with Sergeant Be Safe, along with One Way Publishing, is sponsored by One Way Publishing. I'm getting tongue tied. I'm sorry. One Way Publishing does sponsor this podcast, the podcast Black and Blue. It also sponsors Sergeant Be Safe cartoons, where it's on YouTube as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Tag, like, share, subscribe. It's also a publishing company. It's done the videos for this upcoming Sigma, the Sigma event. The video I'm going to show you. Got to do some of that. Got to write a few books. Not only did I get a chance to write the few books. Oh, I forgot to explain. Yeah, let me get these pictures up here. So not only at this event that I'm going to show the video for, one of the very first books that I published, No Shade, All Light. I got to rekindle or revisit the four authors, Herb Thompson, Clarence Stokes, Jason Brown, and myself. We wrote 25 of our favorite quotes and what they mean to us. So it's over 100 quotes in that book. And this is the first time all of us got to get together in a long time. And it was at this event. So we got to take an updated picture with the book. Someone particularly got to get all four signatures from us at this event. Not only that, two of the individuals in this picture, I'm going to show it now, were honored at the event. There it is. You see right there in the brown, Clarence Stokes, Herb Thompson holding the book, Jason Brown, and you see me on the end. We got to revisit our book. We got to, I wish I could show the other picture. I didn't upload it, but regardless, you guys get the idea. No Shade, All Light. It's nice to do something from 2018 and actually revisit it this past weekend and watch it grow and talk about some of the heartaches and pains that we had writing the book, but then they actually turn into funny moments and then bonding moments as well. Let me see what else I had. Line Brothers for Sigma right there. You see the Ace, Deuce, and then myself right there on the end. And you get to see Phi Beta Sigma right there, that coming down the escalator at the casino, for the event, looking good, looking snazzy. And then also some of the members of the Masonic Lodge Chosen Friends right there on that same stairwell. And I got to join in both pictures with that because of all the organizations I'm involved in. So good pics. What is that? Video playback screen just went dark. Sorry. I hope it shows back up now. Hope it shows back up. All right. We talked about the recap, but here I'm going to move on to the video. Let you see the highlight reel of the event itself, the people who were there, some of the people who were featured. It was a good event. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Gotcha. Asking too many questions.
Hold a second. The DJ is in
Yeah. Wait,
What up, man? We brought everything.
Masonic Brothers, Chosen Friends 43. See, this is why I have to edit all my videos. This is the reason why I have to say one.
A donkey and a camel. These guys when they were dehydrated.
Congratulations on 40 years.
And help you live in workshop. And all great.
Let me go ahead. Oh, you stuck, man.
To celebrate those accomplishments, I would like to leadership and foresight help shape the chapters. So, with that said, please join me.
there we go. Let me get that right there. So I know that wasn't law enforcement or first responder related, but it was a lot of fun to show that. It was a good event. Sometimes you got to step outside the norm and show different side of things, different light of things. So again, I got to MC that. Didn't get to see all the talking and all the reading I had to do, but it was a fun event regardless. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching that. Again, we'll have many, many more events coming down. So if you're around or available, please come through and have fun with us. All right. But now we moved on from the Sigma 40th event, and Sergeant Be Safe, since we are on Halloween Eve. This is Thursday, so a lot of places are probably out doing trick or treat right now as we speak. In this area, we just had like a whole monsoon came through all morning and all afternoon long. I think it settled down, but trick or treat is not tonight for us. So therefore, if you are watching, here you go. Here's Sergeant Be Safe, what has to say about trick or treat and trunk or treat, even though most of them are out of the way, but still this weekend is coming up.
Halloween night. Shadows among us. The moon hung high over Oakwood, casting an eerie glow on the streets as the annual trunk or treat kicked off at the local park. The air buzzed with excitement, but a thick tension loomed, hinting at danger. Sergeant Be Safe stood tall at the park entrance, his sharp uniform gleaming in the moonlight. Listen up, everyone. Keep your groups tight, stay alert, and if you see anything suspicious, find me or one of the officers. His voice was strong, but the unease in his eyes hinted that he sensed something was off tonight. Officer Stella Steele hovered above in her drone, her gaze sweeping the park. I'm monitoring the area, but I'm getting strange readings near the far end, she reported, her tone serious. There's something or someone lurking. Just as she spoke, Maya, a spirited 14-year-old dressed as a fierce dragon, led her friends toward the haunted car trunk. Let's check it out, she said, excitement bubbling in her voice, but as they approached, the laughter of some older teens sent a shiver down her spine. Wait, is that treacherous Tony? One of her friends whispered, pointing toward a shadowy figure by a tree. Tony, the notorious drug dealer, grinned, menacingly, his eyes scanning the crowd. What's up, kids? Got any plans for some real treats tonight? He taunted, holding up a bag of pills that glinted ominously in the dim light. Maya's heart raced. We should get out of here. This isn't right. But before they could turn back, Mr. Meaner, Tony's enforcer, stepped from the shadows, blocking their path. Looks like the little dragon needs to learn some manners, Mr. Meaner sneered, his presence imposing. Just then, the sound of sirens pierced the night. Everyone, find a safe place. Sergeant Be Safe roared, his authoritative voice cutting through the panic. Officer Stella guided her drone toward the commotion, capturing evidence of the unfolding chaos. Maya and her friends ducked behind a trunk, heartbeats pounding in their ears. What's going to happen? One of them whispered, fear evident in their eyes. With his back turned to the chaos, Sergeant B. Safe confronted Tony, his eyes locked in a fierce glare. You're not welcome here. Get out before we take you in, he warned, standing firm against the growing menace. Not today, officer, Tony retorted, but his bravado faltered under the weight of Be Safe's unwavering presence. In a sudden burst of movement, Mr. Meaner lunged forward, but Be Safe was quicker. With a swift tackle, he brought the enforcer crashing to the ground, showcasing his strength and determination. Stella now, he shouted, and she guided her drone to capture every moment. The footage would serve as crucial evidence against Tony and his crew. As the crowd gasped, Tall Tale and Big Deal appeared, their formidable presence solidifying the sense of safety. Looks like the party's over, Tony, Tall Tale announced, stepping forward with confidence. With the bad guys cornered and nowhere to run, Tony realized he was outmatched. You think you can scare me? He growled. But his bravado crumbled as the officers moved in. The crowd erupted in cheers as the criminals were taken down, fear dissipating like fog in the morning sun. Maya stepped out from her hiding spot, a mix of relief and adrenaline coursing through her. Thank you for saving us, she called to Sergeant B. Safe, her voice steadying. He smiled back, a reassuring glint in his eyes. Remember, it's not just about the candy, it's about keeping each other safe. Stay vigilant and always watch your backs. As the festivities resumed, the thrill of Halloween was restored, but the night had left its mark. They had faced down their fears and emerged stronger. united against the shadows that lingered in the community. In Oakwood, Halloween would forever be a reminder that safety comes from both vigilance and community, a lesson learned in the most thrilling way possible, the end.
And Sergeant, be safe right there. I know the volume was a little distorted on that. I apologize on that one. We'll continue to keep working hard, but the message is clear. Be safe, be vigilant. Don't take candy don't just take candy from everyone. And there are people out there that would love to set you up to do bad before they let you do good. There are different powders, different drugs out there that that people like to just do mean things for whatever reason. So, enjoy the moment, stay safe. Kids, if you're watching, let your adult you trust, a parent or a guardian that you trust, watch over the candy that you're bringing in the house. Don't just shove anything down your throat because you don't want to get any poison. All candy ain't dandy, and that poison, it'll just ruin your life. All right, but I'm going to transition to talk about the 3 S's. All right, the 3 S's that we talked about them on the show. I got 3 things when I was on patrol that I would absolutely not do. I gave stories and examples of what they were because I had to deal with each of them before. And even though I say I won't do them, I still end up coming across them. One of them of the 3 S's is snakes. And yeah, I've taken a couple of snakes off this planet in the course of my duties. And I've actually rescued some snakes out of houses, out of vehicles, or just left them alone. I just saw one on the trail that I posted on LinkedIn not too long ago. I think I posted that on Facebook as well. It was on the side of the trail. I would not, if you don't bother me, I won't bother you. I can get close enough to take a picture, but if I don't have to manhandle it, cool beans. Other one is skunks. The second S is skunks. And yes, I explained that story, how I got sprayed by a skunk. I've taken a few skunks off this planet as well. I don't think I've rescued any. I didn't have to rescue any. I remember there was a while, there was early on in my career, they had a facility where they thought rabies was going around. And they wanted us to, if we came across a rabid skunk, that we were supposed to either trap it or if we had to take it off this planet, we weren't supposed to mess up. The round wasn't supposed to go through their brain, so they can test the brain to see if it really was rabies. So therefore, we had to catch it, we had to dispatch it, and then we had to transport it in our patrol car to a facility and put it in a drop box where they can be tested later. You guys know what skunks do, especially dead ones. Their sphincter is just unlimited and it releases. So I'm like, we're supposed to get this thing. We're supposed to transport it and drop it off, all while we were staying fresh and so clean. I think not. So therefore, maybe accidentally on purpose, I don't know. Any of the vermin that I had to force off this planet, I think was a direct shot to the dome, wherefore the brain was scattered into pieces to the point where there was no reason to gather it for evidence to transport it, because I did not want to get sprayed or get collateral damage from the spray. So therefore, I had been sprayed before. I told that story. I forget how, maybe a couple months ago. Not looking forward to doing it again. I've dealt with skunks. I've been taunted by skunks while approaching houses in the woods. You don't know, you think you're sneaking up on something, and all of a sudden you turn around, you see a furry thing with a white stripe, and it's got his tail pointed right at you, and then I'm gone. All right, so that's the second S. Snakes, skunks, and the third one is spirits. And it's this is purposeful for today because it's Halloween. It's the spirit of all the monsters, ghosts, goblins, ghouls, and I think all of us have some sort of Halloween story or some spirit story while working as a first responder or on patrol as a law enforcement officer. So this story itself is inspired by former guest on the show, Darren Burch, and he's got his trilogy book. I've got one on one of his books on Amazon, but I have the other two right here, Twisted But True. All right. and it's inspired by one of his stories. If you don't have his books, make sure you check him out on Amazon. He's been on here before a few years ago, I think like 2 or 3 years ago, but we stayed in contact, and his stories are great. And this one I think is very befitting for Halloween right now. This one, what's it titled? It's a crime story. It's inspired, of course, by Darren Burch. It's The Haunting of Detective Reed. Okay, and I'm gonna play the story here in a minute, but of course, it's right on time for Halloween. It is based on actual facts, so therefore I will give you that much. And I too have come across maybe supernatural or spirits while working on patrol as well. Not my favorite thing. Don't feel like rehashing that, but this story is appropriate for Halloween, so let's jump right into it.
Haunting of Detective Reed, a Halloween tale of crime and shadows. Even with countless cases behind them, seasoned detectives often find themselves haunted by the one that eludes closure. For some, it is the frustration of an unsolved mystery. For others, it is the vivid recollection of a crime scene that leaves a lasting imprint on their minds. For me, the case that lingers like a ghost is the brutal home invasion and homicide of an elderly couple whose devotion to each other was tragically severed by an act of unspeakable violence. The victims, a love story turned tragic. The victims, Arthur and Margaret Finch, were childhood sweethearts who had spent their lives together, from their modest wedding during the Great Depression to their golden years in a quaint neighborhood in Phoenix. With over 60 years of marriage, they were a testament to enduring love, a timeless couple who enjoyed their independence and health well into their 80s. At 86, Arthur was a tall and spry man, known for his stubbornness and unwavering pride. A retired contractor, he took great pride in maintaining their home, treating each repair like a personal project. Margaret, 5 years younger, was the heart of their household. An accomplished cook and seamstress, she still made time for her passion for gardening. Together, they created a warm and inviting home, one that echoed with laughter and memories. The fateful day, on Halloween, October 31st, 1998, as the sun dipped below the horizon and shadows lengthened, the Finch's peaceful existence was shattered. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the power in their home abruptly went out. Arthur, knowing the ins and outs of their electrical system, walked outside to check the circuit breaker, completely unaware of the sinister presence lurking in the shadows. The perpetrator had taken advantage of their trusting nature, cutting the power and severing their phone line. He waited patiently, clutching a rusty iron pipe he had found in the alley, anticipating the moment Arthur would step outside. When Arthur approached the fuse box, the assailant struck him from behind, delivering a brutal blow that sent him crashing to the ground. Margaret, concerned about her husband's absence, maneuvered her walker to the back door. What she saw was a shocking tableau, her husband lying motionless, bound and bleeding on the ground. The intruder, startled by her appearance, turned on her with equal malice, striking her with the same weapon and leaving her unconscious on the living room floor. The aftermath. It was a neighbor's concerned call that finally brought the police to the scene. Officers arrived to find Arthur barely clinging to life, and Margaret, though conscious, in a state of shock. Both were rushed to the hospital, their injuries critical. I received the call about the incident shortly after it happened. As lead detective, I rushed to the hospital to interview the victims, but the gravity of their conditions made it difficult to obtain any useful information. Arthur was in a coma, while Margaret, though responsive, was emotionally shaken. She struggled to recall the details of the attack, and her memory seemed fragmented at best. In my brief conversations with Margaret, I noticed she was not wearing her wedding ring, an oddity considering their decades of marriage. When I inquired, she claimed to have taken it off during the power outage, but inconsistencies in her statements raised red flags. The investigation begins. Determined to piece together the events of that fateful day, I enlisted the help of my partner, Detective Harris, and our crime scene unit led by Agent Miller. Upon arriving at the Finch residence, it became clear that the intruder had ransacked their home, searching for valuables. Yet, we found no fingerprints or any physical evidence linking the perpetrator to the crime. The absence of any trace evidence pointed to an experienced criminal. Among the scattered items, we found the iron pipe, a potential murder weapon, and a flashlight, which had been used during the attack. Despite our thorough search, the crime scene yielded little more than blood, evidence of the violence inflicted upon the couple. As Halloween night descended upon Phoenix, trick-or-treaters roamed the neighborhood, unaware of the horror that had unfolded in the Finch home. The laughter and excitement of children in costumes contrasted sharply with the grim reality we were facing. It was a night of ghosts and ghouls, yet the true terror lay within the walls of the Finch residence, a twist of the supernatural. As I continued my investigation, I began to notice strange occurrences around the Finch home. Neighbors reported hearing whispers and laughter emanating from the house, as if the spirits of Arthur and Margaret were trying to communicate. Some claimed to have seen shadows flitting through the windows, while others spoke of a chill in the air that seemed to linger long after the sun had set. I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to this case than just a horrific crime. Perhaps the couple's love transcended death, and they were trying to guide me toward the truth. On Halloween night, I returned to the Finch home, determined to confront whatever spirits lingered within. As I stood in the dimly lit living room, the air grew cold, and I felt an inexplicable presence. Suddenly, I heard a soft voice calling my name, Detective Reed. I turned, heart racing, but saw nothing. Moments later, the flashlight I had found flickered to life on its own, illuminating a path toward the backyard. Following the light, I found myself drawn to a patch of earth behind the house. As I knelt to investigate, I uncovered a hidden box containing Margaret's wedding ring, along with other jewelry that had been reported missing. It was as if the spirits of the Finch couple were leading me to the evidence that would break the case wide open. The confrontation. Armed with the evidence, I set up a meeting with Slade. The interrogation was tense, but ultimately, he cracked under the pressure, admitting to the home invasion and the assault on the Finches. As he spoke, I felt a mixture of anger and relief. Justice was within reach. However, Slade's confession was not without complications. He claimed that he had acted alone, but our investigation revealed connections to a larger network of criminals who targeted the elderly. The evidence pointed to a disturbing pattern of violence, and I knew we were only scratching the surface. The trial. As the trial approached, I meticulously prepared to present the evidence. The Finch family deserved closure, and I was determined to ensure that Slade faced the full weight of the law for his heinous actions. The courtroom was filled with tension as I detailed the events that led to the couple's tragic fate. Slade was convicted, but I couldn't shake the feeling that there were still others out there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for their chance to strike again. Conclusion. The Finch case remains etched in my memory, a haunting reminder of the violence that can erupt in the most unsuspecting places. As Halloween approaches, I reflect on the darkness that exists in the world, but I also find solace in the knowledge that justice was served for Arthur and Margaret Finch. Their story, though tragic, serves as a testament to the resilience of love and the unwavering commitment of those who protect the vulnerable. In the end, the true horror of that Halloween night lay not just in the crime, but in the supernatural bond that connected the Finch couple. Their spirits, having endured tragedy, ultimately guided me to the truth. As I continue my work as a detective, I carry their memory with me, a guiding light in the ongoing battle against the shadows of crime and the mysteries of the unknown.
All right, that delay. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm sitting here, good ghost, bad ghost, spirits itself. I don't know, man. Listen, you tell me that I'm investigating the case, and then a light out of nowhere is going to illuminate the pathway to solving the crime. Good deal on that. Is it a little spooky? Is it something anybody wants to deal with? I've heard stories, I've heard tales about supernaturals and law enforcement teaming up to solve crimes. You've seen Stir of Echoes reminds me of one. Deliver Us from Evil reminds me another one is. I've seen those movies. It's not for me, not for me. So knock on wood, but still, it's interesting. It's interesting to hear true stories. It's interesting to hear people's facts, tales of what they've experienced, whether it relates to the holiday or not. It's that they're factual. They've gone through it. It's based on true events. That one, of course, was changed up a little bit. Of course, if you find it in the story, if you find it in the book itself, then of course it's going to be a lot different. But it was inspired from that. All right. And, we got to follow up. Got some good things coming down the pipeline. I've been working some things out with some individuals. We'll see how things will work out locally with an event that we're planning. But mental health and mental illness things are on the rise because of a lot of the trauma that we see while working as a law enforcement officer, first responder. A lot of things we embrace, a lot of things that we keep inside and don't let go of properly, or if we force it out improperly. Here's just a motivational moment. Of course, got to use an old picture of myself to explain it. I apologize for the weird smile, but the message still hits home. All right. So we're gonna transform the shadows back into the light. And we're gonna wrap up with it. These lives aren't gonna be going full bore long, but they're gonna be informative, they're gonna be fun. But we're gonna wrap up with this one right here. Here we go.
Transforming shadows into light. A tribute to resilience in law enforcement. In the heart of darkness, heroes rise, not just in moments of glory, but in the quiet battles fought within. Nightmares may plague our thoughts, but the real tragedies faced by law enforcement and first responders forge the spirit of resilience. While loss is an inevitable companion, the support of family, friends, and even strangers creates a lifeline, reminding us of the beauty in humanity. As we navigate grief, it's essential to recognize that the mere presence of loved ones can offer strength. Their kindness, manifested through small gestures, becomes the encouragement we need to face another day. Each moment survived allows us to look forward to the potential of tomorrow, transforming despair into a glimmer of hope. The journey of healing teaches us to embrace each day as a new canvas, painted with the colors of our experiences. Past nightmares may linger, but they also hold the promise of growth and understanding. By living one day at a time, we learn to weave our stories into a tapestry of resilience, reminding ourselves that even the darkest nights can lead to brighter tomorrows. The traits that help us endure life's adversities are as diverse as our paths. Some find solace in humor, using laughter to navigate difficult moments. Others rely on patience, diligently waiting for the right opportunity to act. These strengths are unique to each individual, yet they collectively reinforce our commitment to service and community. In the face of adversity, it is crucial to celebrate the small victories. Whether it's a shared laugh or a word of encouragement from a colleague, these moments can spark hope and motivate us to keep pushing forward. Each act of kindness serves as a reminder that we are not alone in our struggles. As we transform nightmares into dreams, we recognize that healing is not about forgetting. It's about embracing our experiences and using them as a foundation for growth. With each sunrise, we are reminded that even in the depths of sorrow, there lies the potential for renewal and brighter days ahead. Together, we rise as a community of first responders, lean into the camaraderie that binds us, sharing stories of triumph over tragedy. By uplifting one another, we embody the spirit of resilience, showing that our collective strength can inspire hope and healing for those we serve. In this journey from shadows to light, you are the architects of hope, proving that even amidst the darkest challenges, the promise of a better tomorrow awaits. Keep moving forward, for every day holds the potential to uplift not just yourselves, but the entire community you protect.
Yep, there we go. Keep moving forward. Embrace it and embrace the challenge. Embrace it. The Marines used to always say, "Embrace the suck." There is light at the end of the tunnel. Go through it. Find a mentor through it. Get some counseling through it. Become better at the end of the conversation. Become better at the end of the situation. Become better at the end of the trauma. All right. Make sure you guys have a happy Halloween. Be safe this weekend. Take care of each other. Be good. Follow up on those cases. Follow up on whatever you need to do as a first responder or law enforcement officer. Be safe out there. Take care of yourself. I appreciate it. Tune in for next week. I've got a few guests coming down November. I do have them lined up. I can't wait to have them back on the show just to kind of change things up a little bit. I enjoy telling these stories. I enjoy having the holidays come around, so therefore I can change things up. But we're going to continue moving forward. This is Black and Blue. The podcast is just for you. I'm your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, your favorite baker's favorite baker. We're going to be going live weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. We're going to go live with a special guest, whether they're rookie season retiree, they're going to be part of law enforcement and or the first responder community, and they're going to bring us some good information. All right, you guys take care. We will be back next week. Let me get out of here with these presets going on. Do I have them? Where they at? Let me get them up. Sorry, my bad. They should already be loaded. Here we go. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Black as you is, there's a whole lot of blue still shining through.
I'm not a bad cop.
I never once said you were. It would be real simple if the problem was bad cops. It ain't.